In today's video, I'm going to break down my 3 favorite coverage adjustments to play elite defense in Madden 25. Now, these adjustments are going to allow you to not only stop all the best routes in the game, but also the best offenses in the game as well. And if you want more content like this, make sure you subscribe to the channel and drop me a like on the video. Now, the first coverage adjustment tip I'm going to show you guys is the best way to stop auto motion fade routes while still playing man coverage, specifically cover zero blitzes. Now, you guys should know the 3-4 odd and 4-3 even 6-1 both have very good blitzes that are cover zero based. This is the 3-4 odd pinch bug zero, and you can run the tips I'm going to show you in this video from any playbook, but I am in the Patriots playbook for this video. Now, with this defense, you'll see this gets very quick pressure, and most of the time people cannot get the ball off here. However, the problem becomes that the auto motion fade can be a one-play touchdown if you get even a second of time against this type of defense. But I'm going to show you guys 2 very easy ways to stop this so you don't even have to worry about giving up these big plays over the top. So the first thing you need to do is recognize what receiver is on the auto motion fade. Now, certain formations tend to have these routes like the trips, tight end flex, and even the bunch formations people like to run. So you just need to know who's on that route. In this instance, that is going to be number 84. So what we're going to do is literally as soon as you break the huddle, get on the linebacker you want to control, but then hit triangle, triangle, or YY. This basically brings up the individual coverage adjustments for your secondary. Now, once you do this, you're going to want to hit the icon of the player that is manned up to the receiver that would be running the auto motion fade. In this case, that'd be X Deion Sanders. Once we do this, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to flick up on the right analog stick. Now, at this point, we'll just sit here with this menu pulled up. If they go ahead and snap the ball, that's fine. You know, we're in our cover zero blitz. Nothing has changed. But as soon as I see the auto motion, what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit the icon of the tight end to man the player up that was manned up to my auto motion route onto the tight end. And then I'm going to take the guy that was manned up to the tight end and man it up to the auto motion. Now, I know this might sound confusing, so I'll show it to you guys. I'll go over the instant replay and I'll show you guys exactly how it works. So just bear with me. As soon as you see the auto motion, hit X. Then you man up the other guy to the auto motion player. You go guard the running back, and you guys can see this is a cage. There is nothing open. So what makes these auto motion routes so good is Deion Sanders is who is supposed to guard 84. But as you guys see when we snap the ball, Deion Sanders is nowhere near 84. So 84 is going to have basically a free touchdown if Deion Sanders goes to check 84. But because I changed up my man assignments, I manned up Deion Sanders to the tight end, and then the safety that was on the tight end before to 84. Now nobody's open. I just go ahead and use the running back. And I mean, if they throw this, this is going to be a pick. So the whole reason why this works is because as soon as I recognize that they're in this formation that has the auto motion fade, before anything else, I bring up all my adjustments. Because if I just try to do all these adjustments once I see the auto motion, there's no way I could get it off. But the trick is to bring up your coverage adjustment menu and literally be sitting on the man coverage adjustment so that when they snap the ball, all you have to do is press the icon of the tight end and then man up the other guy to circle. So it's a lot easier. So again, as soon as I see this, I'm hitting triangle, triangle, and then I'm hitting the icon of the DB manned up to the receiver 84, and then I'm flicking up on the right analog stick to bring up the man coverage menu. So if I see the auto motion, all I have to do is hit X, and then I just got to man up circle to circle, and they're screwed. If they throw the ball here, that's probably going to be a pick. Very, 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 very consistently. The second thing you can do is pretty similar, but it's just going to involve zone coverage instead of man. So this is especially effective if you have like zone KOs on your safety. But basically, I'm still going to basically triangle, triangle, or YY. And then the icon of the guy man up to the auto motion fade. And again, up on the right analog stick to bring up the man coverage menu. Because if I do see auto motion, I'm once again going to man that guy up to the tight end. But this time, I'm going to put the guy that's man up to the tight end onto an outside third to get out to that sideline area quickly. So let's look at this. See a lot of motion. Bam. And again, we're going to go guard the running back. You try to throw that. That's going to be a pick. Every single time. Now I want to break down my favorite coverage adjustments when running cover 4, which is a very meta defense. Now, when you're in cover 4, you really need to worry about defending the middle of the field, the slants, the posts, the return routes. If you're looking to become a better Madden 25 player and win more games, check out sportsgamers.com. This is where I post all my premium content. You get all my offensive and defensive schemes, ebooks, weekly tips, blitzes, money plays, bombs, and more. I have all the best content available at the cheapest prices available anywhere. Sign up today for as little as $9.95. Click the link in the description. I also pinned it in the comments. Let's win more games and dominate together, boys. And then even people hitting you with maybe whip, flat route combos. Most people that play cover 4 are going to use hard flats because that's kind of the meta, and they might zone drop them. Well, you really need to know how to defend the slant post like this with a whip or potentially a return route. A lot of people will mix up the return route to Ross or maybe even doing a whip route like this. Both of these types of route combos are super tough and really, really hard to defend. So the reason for this is, as the user, you're pretty stressed over the middle of the field, and the hard flats, like, yes, they do a good job, but they don't really, like you guys can see, they don't really do much to help you over the middle of the field. So what can we do? Well, the first adjustment I want to do is going to make sure we have a shaded down vert hook. Now, when you use this shaded down vert hook, you really need to make sure your zone drops are set to default. So what we're going to do here is we're going to put our slot corner that's on the side of the field there running the return routes or the whip routes, and we're going to put them in a vert hook, and then we're going to shade our coverage underneath by hitting coverage audible and then down on the right analog stick. This is why you need your zone drops off. Now, when you do this, you'll notice that these shaded down vert hooks, if there's a flat, they'll jump to the flat almost as if they're going to guard it for a split second, but then they'll get back to the middle of the field. So it's a really baity type route, but you're going to see, like, it actually does, like, really good against these routes that are going to be, like, return type routes. It does very good. As you guys can see, it gets right up underneath there. Now, there's no flat that time, but it still got underneath there to break it up. Now, another adjustment that you can use that's very similar is a seam flat. Now, these curl flats are pretty much useless, but once again, if we shade our coverage underneath to get hard flats, and then put the slot corner on the side that they're running the return routes or the whip routes into a seam flat, I'm going to go ahead and throw the return route, and you're going to see that this time, this guy actually matches him. I mean, so before, the vert hook kind of just baited and then got underneath it. Real quick, guys, if you want to dominate college football 26 and win more games, sign up for my VIP membership on sportsgamers.com. You'll get access to all my premium content for the entire year, including all my offensive and defensive ebooks, weekly tip updates, and more. I'm running a limited time sale on my yearly membership where you get 7 months for free and 6 bonus ebooks. Over 99% of our members say that they win more games with our tips. Click the link in the description of this video and start winning more games now. This one actually matches